Hey everybody, it's Susie Reckon Sutton. I'm going to show you what I got in the second Phantasmal Flames release. That was in Fremont, Indiana at Local Legends. Give me just 1 second here. Let me make sure everything's... I'm going to knock this phone over, but anyway. This is between the Build-A-Box, which I got Psychic yet again, and then the 4 extra packs. So those are all the energies I got. So that's done with that. Here we go. Now this is what I have in the second pile. I have not put everything in order yet. Oddish, Ombre, Lombre. That's an interesting, it looks like a bird bath on top of I'm not sure what kind of creature that is. Lokix, Gloom, another Lokix, Gloom, Nimble, Oddish, odd plant, Ludicolo. He looks like he's scared or having fun. Charcadet, looks like a charcoal pumpkin. There's your boy Charmander. Rusharium, hollow. There's Charmeleon, reverse hollow, eating a flame. There's another Charcadet. Moltres, that's kind of cool looking. Darmanitan, he's also in Darumka, reverse. There's the regular, there's the Darumka. Seal. Prinplup, everybody likes Prinplup for some reason. There's Dewgong, I got that in the full art. Pillow Swine, Mamoswine. Interesting look. That looks like just a bunch of hair and bull. And then you have that one. That's very interesting. Gliscor. Yamper. I guess that's a dog. Palmont. Not sure what that's supposed to be. Palmo. There's another Yamper. There's a Palmy. Another Palmo. Cresselia. Zacian. That's kind of cool looking. That's stamped. See that? That's what you get when you get a build batter at the pre-release. So that's actually a rare. Something, it looks like there's something right there, but probably fingerprints. Mischievous, that's me. We have Milcery or Milkery. We have Alchemy. There's another Zacian that's in the other stamped one. Another Alchemy, Milcery, there's Zacian regular. Alchemy, Milcery, Mimikyu. A bunch of the same, because I got Psychic twice. Meloetta regular. Gligar. Paldean Tauros. Gliscor, Absol, Haunter, he's cute, of course. Sableye, Toxel, purple-looking dog. Crocodile, Ghastly, as in gas. Murkrow, another crocodile. Archaludon, Ambipom, little monkey. There's Wigglytuff. There's Jigglypuff. Bronzong. There's another Wiggly. There's another Ambipom. There's Apom. There's another Jiggly. There's another Bronzong. There's Toga Damaro. Jumbo Ice Cream. Heal 80 damage from your active Pokemon that has 3 or more energy attached, which is kind of nice. That's for your higher cards too. And of course, Dawn's got find a basic stage 1 and stage 2, reveal and put them in your hand. That can be really beneficial, but I didn't have any stage 2s at all. Drayton, 7 cards. Get a Pokemon trainer, put them in your hand. There's the basic stage 1. That's Pokemon Energy. 2 basic or 1 Evo. Shuffle up and deal 6 cards. Attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, so that's nice. If you run out of energy. There's the Drayton again. Little Iris's Fighting Spirit. Draw until you have 6 in your hand. And then you have to use this to discard 2 others from your hands. And then search for your deck for a Pokemon. So basically, if you don't have any actual Pokemon playable, you can use that. There's Hilda. We already talked about Hilda. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Lily's Brock's, another Wondrous Patch. The switch is switch your active Pokemon with your bench without no charging the Lilies. So that's my second box. And here's my first box. It's going to be a lot of the same. But I got to put these together. So there's Gloom. There's the Vileplume. Pollen Bomb. Your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep and poisoned. It's a nice one. Lively Flower. This Pokemon was healed during this turn. This attack does 120 more damage. Lotad. He just does a headbutt. We already saw the Darumkas. Let me turn these around here. We already saw that one. There's the Rushroom again. You have to have 4 energy on that one to get 240. But this Pokemon, if you use the 240, it does 60 damage to itself. So, I mean, what do you do? Right? Seems kind of unfair. Charcadet, that's just a 2 energy, reveal and put them in your hand, shuffle the deck, and chop. Ceruledge, Infernal Slash. Discard 4 basic. If you can't discard, this attack does nothing. So that's almost pointless, but that would give you 220. And Dewgong, there you go. Thick Fat. Sounds like me. Takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponents. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 70 damage for each heads. For each heads up, I guess. Oh, 2 coins, 2 heads up. That's kind of interesting. Pillow Swine, flip a coin. If it heads, it attacks. Does 30 more damage. And then there's Frost Smash, which you have to have 3 energies. Wreck-It Ralph. If Stadium is in play, this attack does 120 more damage and discard the Stadium. So play the Stadium and play this on your active. That'd be kind of cool. Or you do 200 to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So you want to put a bunch of energy on this one. 70 damage to a benched Pokemon. Electric Run. Bolton the Dog. Electric Punch. It's only 60 off 2. Pommel. Another Electric Punch. Mischievous, just a grudge, 20. Snubble. Tackle. Okay. Just a second here. We'll flip it. Granbull. Bite. And if your opponent has any damage counters on it, it does additional 90. So that's could be good. Just Cresella. Deck for 2 basic energy cards, attach them to the Pokemon, shuffle your deck. And then you can attack with 2 psychic and then a whatever energy for 90. Cresella, Mimikyu, we already got that one. This heals. Heal, 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 heal. 20 damage for each of your Pokemon in play. Which means that if you have 5 on your bench, it's 20 times 5, which is nice. Sweet. There's, let's see. For me, there's that Zacian. Three or fewer prize cards. It's 90 more damage, so it would be 50 plus 90, 140. Zacian, Bramblin. Place 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. But on this one, it doesn't say how much damage. It just says place 1, so you can put, I guess, 100 on it. That one's kind of vague. Unless it's... See, I'm not sure. It doesn't say here either. Interesting. Prison Panic. You involve it, and you confuse the other team. Gligar. Active Pokemon is now poisoned. Sandy Flapping. Evolve a Pokemon, and you can use its ability. Sandy Flapping. You may also use this ability if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon. Well, that's interesting. You can use this ability if it was in the active spot and it got knocked out. That's interesting. So it still does damage. Haunter, Spooky Shot, doesn't do anything there. Heads, 20 more damage. Discard 2 energy, and then this attack does 120 damage. Another one, Cocky Claw. If you have a stage 2 darkness Pokemon on your bench, this does 70 more damage. Draw 2 cards, hit for 60. Sinister Surge. Ability search for a basic attached to benched shuffle deck, and if you attach it, you place 2. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, you place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. But it just still doesn't say how many points your damage counter is, so I'm still learning the game. That's one of my questions, so. Flip a coin of tails during your next turn, the Pokemon can't use attacks. Well, that's a bummer. So some of these cards kind of suck, but whatever. If heads up during your opponent's turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Then we have roll out for 30. Triple draw, draw 3 cards. And attack does 40 damage for each Pokemon tool attached to all Pokemon. Interesting. So that sounds like that you can put tools on benched ones too. But can you put a tool on benched non-active? It's just another one of my questions because I don't know the game yet. Put in your hand, shuffle your deck, get a Nalia. Flip a coin until you get... Oh, this is interesting. Flip a coin until you get tails. The tech does 20 damage for each head. Interesting. 40 damage. or seismic toss. That's 40 for each of your Pokemon in play. Astonished, choose a random card from your opponent's hand, and your opponent reveals that card and shuffles it into the deck. Okay. Slap Dual Tail. Discard 2 energy, and it does 60 damage to each of 2 of your bonus Pokemon. Surprise attack. If it steals, attack does nothing. Excited Dash. Linoon. Once during the turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench and you may have any Mega Evolution Pokemon EX in play, you can use this ability switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. Interesting. So sounds like your EX just has to be on the bench. I don't know if it's needs the energy attached to it. Switch with 1. Battle Cage. Prevent all damage counters from being placed on benched Pokemon, both yours and the opponent's, by effects of attacks and abilities from the opponent's Pokemon. Damage from attacks is still taken. Battle Cage, Blowtorch. You can use this card only if you discard a basic energy. Discard a Pokemon tool, so you have to throw away the energy. So if you have too much stuff and you don't have enough regular Pokemon, or need energy, confused Pokemon, both yours and your opponents, don't recover for that special condition when they evolve or devolve. Well, that's a bummer. I don't know why you'd want to use. They don't recover. Huh. Interesting. I have questions. Now I gotta go research all this. Punk Helmet. If this dark Pokemon card is attached to, is in an active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even though the Pokemon is knocked out, place 4 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. After playing weakness, I have to figure out about applying the weakness. Basic energy to benched, basic energy to benched. Look for your deck for basic, stage 1 and stage 2 again. And there's Dawn. Now, I will show you in just a moment what I pulled from the packs and the bonus packs. Be just a moment. Okay, I'm back. So this was what I pulled. I believe on the one from yesterday. Fremont at Local Legends. Mega Sharpedo. Greedy Fang. Draw 2 cards, and if you have 2 energy, if this Pokemon has any damage counter, this attack does a 150 more. This is Dewgong. I got that one for the first one. Thick Fat. We already saw that earlier. We have Paldean Wooper. Trip over. Flip a coin of heads. This attack does 20 more damage. So that's only a 60. Okay, and here we go. This is the Ambipom. It gets a slap with 2 and with 3 energies. It's a dual tail. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. And this attack does 60 damage to each of 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Isn't that pretty? And then we have Rotom EX. Each of your Pokemon has Rotom in the name. You may have up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached. If this ability goes away, discard Pokemon tools from those Pokemon until only 1 remains on each. And then to use the 130, you have to discard all energy from this Pokemon. Then there's a Punk Helmet, which we talked about earlier. And then this is the big boy right there. This is the 3rd highest. This is Mega Lopunny. And then this one, sorry about the light. I'm trying to get it so you can read it. If this Pokemon moved from your bench to active spot, this turn, this attack does 170 more damage, and then this attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. 160. So there you go. It's so early we don't really have prices on it unless you go to eBay and find them. That is about 130 raw right now. All right, well that's pre-releases Phantasmal Plains. Hopefully I don't get Psychic again for my deck, for my builded deck, because I already have now double sets. Well, there's that. Well, have a good day, guys, and that's just a review of some of the cards. See you later, Rockin' and Slottin'.